I'm really happy that you stopped on by because one of the reasons why is because that means that you gave yourself a break from your everyday life. It could be chaotic. It could be, busy and tiring. And I feel that when you come to reaction channels, that's your way of giving yourself a little break and to appreciate music. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to support the musicians. I'm here to appreciate music with you, and just have a good time, just relaxing. Do you know what I mean? But this one is called Forest Story, and I haven't seen it yet. So I think it's like an interview talking about Forestella and how they came about. Or maybe it's more of a documentary. So I might change this to a reaction mentory, which I've done before. And it's just another way of supporting the musicians because I don't only react to music videos, I react to other things that are related to the musicians. Since this is not a music video, unlike that, I will pause it periodically throughout if I have something that I want to say because I treat those a little bit differently. So make sure you don't zippity doo dah to the end because you might miss something good. Tell me at least one thing down in the comment that you love about Forestella, either as a whole or if there's a particular member there that you like, that you gravitate towards more. Tell me about that. I want to know from you. I want you to tell your own personal forest story of how they mean to you, okay, down in the comments. Also, make sure you support them. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel in there in the descriptions. Support them, like and comment to this if you like it. And let's enjoy this together. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm pretty eager to press play. As I said, I will pause it periodically. The interview or documentary or whatever is about 14 minutes long, so I'll be talking throughout. So thanks for stopping on by again. And with further ado, here we go and wait until Tazzz reacts.
Last season, we were looking for 4 stars. And here and now, a new group of stars has come together and are shining even brighter. Let's go.
광풍 테너 조민규라고 합니다. 반갑습니다. 좀 얇은 테너, 고운 음색으로 많은 스케일들을 하는 것들을 장점으로 하고 있거든요. 저는 조민규만의 음색이 있다고 생각하고 있어요.
Be my love and with your kisses set me burning.
테너 소리 중에서 가장 개성 있는 테너가 아니고
지금 혹평한 분들 데리고 오세요.
너무 매력있어요 진짜.
Like the sun's coming out.
톡 쏘는 사이다처럼 저희한테 선물 같은 청량감을 주신 것 같아요.
I'm going to pause it right there because I saw one of the people say there, when they were amazed by hearing his voice, they said, bring me the people that criticize you. Here's the thing that is so annoying. There are people out there in the world that criticize just to criticize. Like the fact that they actually like get off on just being negative. And try your best to ignore them because they get power off of knowing you're upset. Because anybody who heard his voice should not criticize. Here's what I have to say. Let's just say you don't like that type of music. Like, for instance, fun fact that I've mentioned many times, I'm not a huge fan of opera music. I can listen to it in doses, but I don't like full-fledged opera. But guess what I do? I just don't listen to it. I don't go into opera singers' YouTube channels or songs and go write negative things about them. I just don't watch it. That's how you just don't deal with things like that. You don't have to go an extra step and say, hey, I don't like you. So the fact of anybody criticizing him or anybody else, because I know it happens to a lot of musicians and stuff and non-musicians, if you don't like someone or somebody, even if it doesn't make sense, just don't deal with them. Go focus on what you like and keep it moving. So I just had to mention that because, the trolls and the haters out there, they think that they got too much power. Sometimes they do, but many times they don't because people clap back. I clap back usually. Every once in a while, I get some trolls on my channel here. And if I happen to see it, I respond back. And they don't like it when I respond back because they don't affect me. Trolls to me are like flies at a barbecue. or that gnat at the swimming pool. You know, you just swat them around. They don't hurt you. They're just annoying, like, ugh, like that. At least for me. But I know there's some out there that can be worse. But, you know, it's just like if you don't like something, just don't watch it. You don't like Forestella, just don't watch Forestella. It's not that deep. Okay. So anyway, I'm mad already. Anyway, let me get back to it. And tell me if you agree.
제가 낄 자리가 아닌 것 같습니다. 빨리 집에 가야 될 것 같네요. 네, 안녕하세요. 석유화학 회사에 재직 중인 30살 직장인 강형호라고 합니다. 나이가 30이 되다 보니 그래도 한번 도전은 해봐야 되지 않을까. 사실 제 발성이나 뭐 이런 게 제대로 된 건지도 저는 잘 모르고 이제 가짜처럼 보일 것 같아서 욕만 먹지 말자.
In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came, and do I dream again, for now I find the phantom of the opera is came.
앞으로는 목소리에 컴플렉스 있단 말 하지 마세요. 조민규 씨 축하합니다.
강형호.
목소리가 희소성 가치가 있다는 게 굉장히 큰 일이다라는 거예요.
화학회사 연구원. 안녕하세요. 저는 뮤지컬과 연극으로 열심히 활동하고 있는
That one was pretty interesting. That little clip of Kang Hang Yo. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. How he was nervous and how he doubted himself. And when he heard someone else sing before him, he was like, I don't even think I'm like basically made for this. Just imagine if his fear or unbelievability in himself made him leave and he just walked out. He could possibly not be where he is today. So I'm glad something said, well, I'm here, so let me perform. And then he got those wonderful remarks and he felt all happy and everything like that. So it goes to show, like, I'm not saying it's easy, but I would say if you believe in yourself, at least try. Because if you don't try, you're going to go home and you're going to play the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know, and wonder, wow, what if I did go through with it? What could have happened? So that's all I can say about that. If you believe in yourself, and you're something you want to do and you're able to do it, at least try. Okay. So do you agree with me there? Tell me down in the comments that you agree that you should at least try. So I know you got this far in my damn reaction. All right, let's get back to it.
배두훈이라고 합니다.
디파잉 부르시는 거예요?
예, 이게 원래
여자 노래죠?
네, 맞습니다.
Tell them how I'm divine gravity.
노래 연기를 같이 하는 퍼포먼스 굉장히 잘하시네요.
두훈 씨한테는 이렇게 억지로 만들려고 하지 않아도 약간 DNA에 뭔가 뮤지컬의 요소가 좀 있는 분 같아요.
일단 곡이 주는 신선한 에너지가 있어서 그냥 예상했던 대로의 어떤 느낌을 전달받은 것 같아요.
아, 그런 건가요?
네,
저는
좋습니다.
홀린 것처럼 이 사람 너무 잘하지 이러고 넘어갔어요.
네, 안녕하십니까. 23살 대학생 고우림이라고 합니다.
거울이 지나도 나의 별에도 봄이 오면
지면을 건드리는 듯한 그런 저음은 정말 인상적이었어요. 근데 약간의 본인의 해석이 좀 필요했다고 봐요.
음악이 이렇게 향해 가는 방향이 있는데 그 향해 가는 방향만큼 같이 가주셨으면 하는 아쉬움이 아마 공통적으로 느꼈던 부분이었던 것 같아요.
굉장히 나아질 게 많은 보컬이고요. 일단 톤에 반했어요.
우리 무성할 거다.
저는 솔직히 말하면 이 친구를 좀 물어보고 싶어요.
나는 팝을 좀 뽑아야 된다고 생각해.
아 저는 좋아요. 저 그 친구 좋은데
근데 정말 잘했거든요.
오늘 본선 첫 번째 미션은요 1대1 대결이 되겠습니다. 1대1 대결에서 이긴 사람은 바로 다음 경연에 직행을 하게 되고요. 대신 진 사람은 탈락 후보가 됩니다. 근데 여기서 바뀐 룰이 하나 있습니다. 팬텀 프로듀서 여러분들의 어떤 판정 결과가 3대3 동점으로 나올 경우에는 두 사람 모두 탈락 후보가 됩니다.
지금 성악가, 뮤지컬 배우 어떤 사람들 몇 명씩 있는지 제가 만약에 무대에서 그 열정이 뒤처지지 않는다면 이길 수 있지 않을까.
민주 씨는 잘하네요, 진짜. 성악을 하면서도 팝음악의 창법이나 소리 내는 거, 느낌 내는 거에 대한 공부가 충분히 돼 있는 사람이구나라는.
조금 하모니로서 조금은 더 갈 수 있었는데 못 갔던 아쉬움은 조금 남지만 어느 팀에서도 어떤 역할의 영역들은 분명히 하실 수 있는 거는 발견한 것 같습니다.
It's not always good, and it takes a different type of person to take criticism, even if it's like constructive criticism or any type of criticism. It really depends on the person, how they receive it. I can handle constructive criticism. If you like, for instance, if you've been with my channel since the beginning, a lot has changed for the better. Like, you know, Rusty never did it before. One of my best friends, we had started it together. So it was two of us trying to figure each other's dynamic out, recording everything. Totally different to now, fast forward, it's just me now. But a lot of you viewers and subscribers had gave constructive criticisms or suggestions. And if you give me constructive criticism and stuff and word it nicely and it makes sense and it's something that I also want to do, I have actually changed. There's a lot of things that I've added to the channel and done based on your comments. So just make it be known that when I see people's comments and I read their comments, I listen carefully. And if it makes sense to me and if it's said in a nice way, a lot of times I've incorporated into the channel. And then there's others who are not good at delivering a message and I just pass them by. So, cause I'm serious, you know, it's all how you say it to somebody. You know, it's all about the delivery of a message. Just like a comedian is all about their delivery to make you laugh. Somebody else could say the same line as a comedian, but they could say it in a totally different way and it doesn't hit the same. So with this constructive criticism, like, you know, standing there nervous as hell, they all look, and they're getting these judges that critique and stuff like that. It's all how they handle it. They could have heard a critique and said, oh, I don't like the way they said that, or they said I should be better at, I wish I could be better at doing pop. And they could have said, I'm done, I'm out of here, and left. Or they could have, you know, said, I decided to stay. So yeah, it's interesting to wonder what's going through someone's mind, what are they thinking when they hear a certain thing, or, you know, or when you're rehearsing or when you're competing and they're like, oh, I like this, but do that. I can't imagine. I've never been in any kind of competition like that where someone was trying to determine my outcome in my life. But yeah, it's interesting. If any of you can relate to something like that, or want to share a story or your own personal story, please tell me down in the comments. I would love to read about that. All right. All right, let's get back into it.
이태리 곡은 잽도 안 되고 저희 다
근데 이렇게 갑자기
여기서 새로운 게 탄생한다.
두 분 다 순수 아마추어라는 점에서 너무 그 기량이 참 좀 높게 생각하고 강영호 씨는 모든 고음들이 되게 깨끗하게 클리어하게 다 나셨어요.
정말 그 두 마리의 용을 보는 것 같더라고요.
네.
서로 그 노래로 각자 그 소리를 뱉어내시면서 화성을 입히는 듯한.
이거부터 제가 지를게요. 여기 살짝 지르고 마지막에 구르릉 할래 이걸로 바로 가지 아마.
그래, 맞아.
좀 이따 필대로 한번 가보죠. 그냥 그때 맞아.
굉장히 독특하시더라고요. 자기만의 뭐 색깔, 포스 이런 게 있으신 것 같아요. 좀 어렵겠다 이런 걱정도 막 들었었고 한번 떨어졌다가 다시 왔으니까 이번에 정말 쏟아 부어야겠다.
약간 따뜻한 붉은색의 약간 그런 음정이 딱 나오는데 좋다.
배두훈 씨는 예선의 한걸 위해서 이런 류의 노래에 너무 잘 맞는 목소리 톤을 가졌어요. 네, 특히 그 적당한 허스키 톤이요. 라틴 쪽 싱어들의 목소리 딱 질감을 가지셔서 사실 초반부에 되게 놀랬고
비음과 그 얇게 살짝 뜬 그 탁성이 제 눈을 좀 다시 한번 사로잡은 그런 무대였습니다.
우리미 소리가 굉장히 제가 좋아하는 소리이기 때문에 한번
Stopping on that part when they were collaborating those two guys, and the one said basically the other one had like a more assertive type of thing. That is difficult to sometimes work together to feel each other out. As I had mentioned a moment ago, when I first started the channel, like me and my best friend, Philly started the channel together. And sometimes it was difficult figuring each other out. And, and here's the situation where he's my actual real life best friend, but we're still trying to figure each other out. We may not like the same songs, or I had to figure out when I was going to talk and he was going to talk, so we didn't like constantly talk over each other. So my point is, like, if it was difficult to figure that out when you're actual friends, here these guys weren't actual friends. They were kind of like strangers, and then they all of a sudden were like paired, on top of the fact that all these cameras and lights and judges and stuff like that is on top of all of that. That has to be magnified by 100. Because they weren't really in control. Like, at least on this channel here, me and Philly were in control of it, even though it was still stressful. But here, they're not in control. They have a little bit of control, but basically it's like, you do this, you do that. Here's the song you're going to sing. You do this, and you kind of have to be like, okay. So I can only imagine. And then now, when Forestella came to be officially, it's going to be 4 of them. So imagine 4 different brains and minds trying to cohesively work together. So yeah, I can relate to it a little bit. Tell me down in the comments if there's a scenario where you can relate to that. If any of my viewers are in a band or something where you work with other people, tight knit, if you want to share any good or bad communications that you've had in the process, okay? So let's get back into it.
꼭 같이 해봤으면 좋겠다라는 생각을 가지고 있었어요.
씨 같은 경우는 너무 좋은 음색을 가지셨는데 여전히 어느 음역대에서는 강약 조절이 좀 안 되는 느낌이 좀 들었는데 그건 프레이즈의 연결이거든요.
그런데 우리미가 푸드에서 떨어지고 그리고 추가 합격되고 그리고 또 이번에 또 떨어지고 또 다시 합격이 돼서 이거는 빨리 해야겠다 생각이 들어서.
두 번째 미션은 바로 듀엣 하모니 미션입니다. 14개 팀이 팀 대 팀으로 총 7개의 경연 무대를 펼치게 됩니다.
이거 어떻게 열렸는데? 브레일, 첼로. 아니 피아노를 해야 되지? 해봐봐. I love you, 저희가 오늘 준비한 곡은 Parla più piano라는 대부의 OST입니다.
강형호 씨, 정필립 씨는 강약이 없으면 프레이즈가 살질 않아요.
대부 The Godfather 영화 봤어요?
집에 가라는 거구나.
와, 김주택의 컨택을 받았다. 안녕하세요. 저희는 JT BD입니다. 제가 먼저 손을 내밀었죠. 왜? 왜 나를? 그 친구가 안 가지고 있는 부분을 제가 채워주고, 제가 안 가지고 있는 부분을 그 친구가 저를 채워주고, 약간 이런 걸 상상해봤거든요. 그랬더니 딱 그림이 나오더라고요. 저희가 보여드릴 노래는요, 꽃피는 날이라는 노래입니다. 다 왔어. 버질이야. 오늘 보여주죠.
별에는 밤이라고.
별에는 밤 망했지.
망한 건 아닌데 좀 떨어졌어.
떨어졌지. 그럼 망한 거야. 이번 2대2 대결에서 우리미를 꼭 살려내도록 하겠습니다.
형님, 제가 너무 존경하고 사랑하는 형님이지만 이번 경연은 민규 형이랑 부숴버릴 겁니다.
로운이 형, 죄송합니다. 저희는 올라가겠습니다.
깊은 바다 먼 곳에서 거센 파도와 차가운 바람과 시리 한숨들이 입가에 맺힐 때 내 마음에 위로가 되어 잊혀진 뛰어난 그곳에 아름답게
Let me just pause right there. That part right there, that segment that just played was beautiful. You had the two that were singing, magical, so magical. It sounded so harmonious together. But then in the back, sitting down, you had the other two consoling each other. And I like that. I like that I got your back type of mentality, because I can only imagine if you're waiting your turn or whatever, and the people that are singing in front of you are phenomenal, you might doubt yourself, or you just might feel nervous, like, oh my God, we're going to be next or whatever. And just the eye contact to show that consoling type of nature, and then the handhold, that was beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. I definitely am one of those type of people, you know, if I'm in a team, if we're trying to do something together, you want it to work out. And sometimes you need to talk people off that proverbial ledge and let them know it's going to be okay. Let's at least do our best. I've been in many of those situations, not in singing competitions, but I've had jobs where it was like 4 or 5 of us that had to get something done for the company. And like many times I was like the team role that was in charge. And, you know, I always try to let people know, listen, just so you know, I'm not trying to be the boss. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but if we want this to work this as a harmony, you know, let's feed off of each other. I'm very good at setting the tone, because I don't like people to try to figure it all out, like, oh, the way he said that, or why is he sounding like he's authoritative? So I always like to say, listen, let's feed off each other. I'm not trying to be the one in charge, but somebody has to like lead the way. But if anybody wants to jump up front and lead with me, let's do this. So I really like that type of camaraderie. That's really, really great. So let's get on and like listen to the rest of the song. And the rest of this documentary. So that's what it is. Because I wasn't sure at the beginning. Remember I said, so this is going to be a reaction mentory is what I'm going to call it. So let's get back into it.
Io son sicuro che per ogni goccia
베이스가
아, 대박.
자, 점수는 바로 공개합니다. (566점) 맞어? 우리 보린 조민규 팀 566점이라 아주 고득점이 나왔습니다.
저렇게 불러도 떨어질 수 있어요. 그러니까요. 저렇게 불러도 떨어져 566점 너무 어려운데.
Questa grande immensità qualcuno pensa un poco a me
아 568점 568점 568점
대박이다. 진짜. 와 대박. 와 대박.
Really now, 568. Now, can someone tell me if you know how they came up with these numbers? Because the judging systems that are like the American ones that I've seen don't have anything like that. So where does this number come from? If anybody knows, let me know so it can maybe make a little bit more sense. But that number, 566 to 568, I'm like, really? It made me think of like a basketball game that I was at once of the Philadelphia 76ers. And I was there in person, and like the final score was like, it was literally like 121 to 120. I'm like, really? Out of all the numbers, it was that close. So I don't know. I think I hate when things are that close. I'd rather them be farther away. Like if the game was 121 to 110, I'd have been fine. But this one, 566 to 568, I'm like, really? Where does extra 2 points come from? So I just had flashbacks, people. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let me get back to it. The look on their face, like, really?
일냈다.
특히 이런 일이 있는 거를 모르겠더라고요. 보일맥의 조민규랑 터닝 포인트? 민규 형님이 저를 많이 분석해 주시고 저가 어떻게 하면 좀 더 잘할 수 있을까라는 거를 많이 끄집어 내주신 것 같아요. 한해가 좀 선생님.
나이가 어린데 속이 엄청 깊어요. 그래가지고 받아들이고 본인 걸로 만들어서 다시 음악으로 승화시키니까 진짜 대단하더라고요.
저도 너무 존경하고 너무 좋아하는 주택 형님이 옆에 계신데 제가 점수가 이렇게 됐다라는 게 믿기지가 않아서
추가 합격이 2번이나 된 상태였어요. 그래서 뭔가 저에겐 더 크게 공으로 다가온 것 같아요.
Wow, everybody. I don't know about you, but that one was very, very interesting. I didn't know about any forest stories until it was presented to me in this way. And I forget if I said at the beginning. So in case I did, because this is unscripted, in case I did forget, I'm going to say it now. This is a result of a buy me a coffee paid request, and this goes out to Nan Long. I don't know if I said that, so I'm sorry. I usually say it at the beginning. So Nan Long, thank you. You're the one who paid for this, and you're the one who provided the link. And you said this is a forest story, which tells and shows a little bit of how they got together, how they came about. So this is all new for me and interesting because I didn't know how they got together. I did another reactionary like this with SB19, which check that out if you like SB19. Like they've been a joy to learn about and grow with and start to know and appreciate them more as human beings on top of the fabulous musicians that they are. So here I'm starting this now with Foreststory, which is cleverly worded. Yeah, so I don't have much more to say because I was talking throughout, which is something I normally don't do with music videos, but this wasn't a music video. So I think I covered a lot. So this is where I want you to add more inflections. Tell me more about it. Because for all the more long-term fans of Forestella, educate me and tell me more. I'm learning as I go, but it's nice to see the camaraderie and how they're learning each other. And the one person said, I'll get these names figured out eventually, that they were taught how to word and interweave with music. So they actually listened and learned from it and bettered themselves. So that's good because some people don't like to be receive constructive criticism. So imagine if the one guy was hard headed and said, don't tell me what to do. And then he bombed and didn't do well. Well, so sometimes it depends again on the delivery of the message. If you could tell someone's trying to give you good advice in a nice way and it makes sense and it's something you think you can do, then it's worth at least exploring it, you know? So yeah, for reactionaries, I don't do a ass or pass. There's no thumbs up or thumbs down because this is a little bit different. It's appreciating the journey of these musicians. Um, I did like it, so I'll say that much. So yeah, tell me anything else that you want to mention or say. And if you don't know the words to say, but you want to just show support to my channel, then just threw a fire emoji down at the bottom there on the comments, put a fire emoji symbol so I know that you got this far in this and you heard what I said, okay? So yeah, thanks so much. Also on my channel, Tazzz and Philly Tots, we've raised over $1,600 so far that goes towards No Kid Hungry. So congratulate yourselves. Thank you. Keep donating. No amount is too small. So don't ever think that your donation is too tiny and you don't donate. So donate whatever you can do, and it goes right to um, No Kid Hungry. Or you can go right to their website, nokidhungry.org, and you could donate right there if you want to, because no kid should be hungry. Thanks for stopping on by, everybody. This is Tazzz. I want you all to take it easy and keep it breezy.